This was our 10-year anniversary.
It caught my left leg.
You see your whole world changing.
Stay awake, don't go to sleep. I didn't want to die. I never have enough time.
Things are bustling in New York. It's very, very busy.
We both have busy lives. She's a lawyer, I'm a banker. We met at college. I remember looking at her and I was like, wow, she's gorgeous. From that time on, I just made it my point to meet her.
Chris and I both had goals in mind of what we wanted.
We wanted kids. We just felt that it was best for us to get our careers on track. This was a very exciting time for us. It was our 10th year wedding anniversary. That's huge, 10 years. Well, Maria, she loves to travel. She's exciting.
Each year we do something for our anniversary. Initially, we planned to go to Fire Island. However, I felt like, oh, a 10-year anniversary, we should do more than that.
So she wanted to go to the Bahamas. I'm like, great, sounds good. The chance for us to finally get some R&R, to have fun, to get away from it all.
I had a nightmare a couple of days before we went on the trip. We were in a club dancing. And the next thing I know, he's covered with blood, laying on the floor.
She was very upset about the dream.
I thought that was really disturbing, and especially to get it before you go on a trip.
I said, don't worry about it, Marie. It's just a dream. Let's go. I mean, we all have dreams. Check into the hotel. We dump our bags off. We change into our swimming trunks and we go down to the beach.
Krishna loves swimming. That's his thing. Anytime you couldn't find Krishna, he was swimming.
I love swimming in the ocean.
He was like, come on, it's so much fun. And I just didn't, I had a bad feeling. I didn't want to swim in it. The baby was crying.
The baby was crying hysterically. And the mom was like, I don't know what's wrong with my baby. She said that usually her baby loves the water. She wanted to go out, get something to eat. So we got out, we took a shower and
get all dolled up and go out to a local restaurant.
During dinner, I presented her with diamond earrings.
They were beautiful.
Her face lit up like it was the 4th of July. By the time we returned to the hotel, we were both exhausted and we just fell out and went to sleep.
It was like the perfect day. The next morning, I decided I would definitely sleep in.
I just had to get up right away and see what the day was going to be like.
Krishna wanted to go for a swim.
As soon as I reached the window, it was like overcast. It was misty out. I'm from New York. A little rain isn't gonna stop me from swimming. I just gave my wife a kiss and I said, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go take a quick swim.
And he left. I went back to sleep.
When I arrived to the beach, it was different from what it was the day before. The water was choppy and rough. It was dark and murky. I was shaking cold. Goosebumps was on my skin. It's just a very unsettling feeling that I had. But I did not follow my feelings and just leave the water. At this point, I saw a shark fin approach me from the right side. And the first thing that I thought was to get out of his path. I'm a confident swimmer. I'm a good swimmer. I actually thought that I was going to get out of its path. I underestimated the shark. And I tried to lunge my body towards the beach. I actually thought that I could get away from the shark. It caught my left leg in midair and started towing me out the opposite direction. I was afraid that I was going to drown. As the sharks pulled me down, I was reaching up, trying to reach the sun. I am taking a last deep breath. I am underwater and I can't hold my breath much longer. Everything was surreal and everything was in slow motion. I don't know how long it took, but all I can tell you is that it seemed like it took forever. That shark was so powerful that it was moving me very violently and shaking me hard in that water, trying to rip me apart. It was a moment of desperation because I could not hold my breath much longer. The power and the fury of that shark. All these things, like I'm thinking about my wife. How, sir, I'm thinking about my age and I don't even have any kids yet. As the shark's pulling me down, I decided to do what I had to do to survive. I actually pictured Muhammad Ali in a fight, wailing at the other opponent, and that's what I was doing. Flurries, combinations, just going at it. And finally, the shark just swam away. I looked around me and all I could see was the color of the water was dark red. When I took my left hand and pulled my leg out of the water, all I could see was pure bone. No skin, no veins, no arteries, just pure white bone. And when I felt my knee brush up against the sand, I knew I was in shallow. So I decided to stand up on my good leg and hop towards the beach. No one notices me yet. And then finally, from deep down within, I yelled. They laid me out on a towel and covered my legs. That's when I felt like something is wrong because I couldn't speak. when someone asked, "Are you a guest at this hotel?" I looked into the sand and I was able to write 4149 to let them know that my wife is in the hotel.
I got a phone call from one of the hotel staff members that I needed to go down to the beach for my husband, Krishna. You know, that was the official 10th anniversary day. So I figured he probably arranged something romantic for breakfast, you know, something special. So I got dressed quickly and went down. When I saw the crowd gathered around someone, as I got closer, I could see it was him. I knew that it was something serious. His hands were cut up and bloody. His whole lower body was covered with a beach towel. They explained that he was attacked by a shark. The bite mark was so devastating and huge. There's like nothing really left of the leg.
I remember my wife coming on the beach, and I remember the EMT worker saying, "Don't worry, Mr. Thompson, everything was gonna be all right." But the way it was said, he was nervous, his voice was cracking, and I knew that wasn't the case. I knew that I was in trouble. I remember her looking into my eyes, and I'm looking into her eyes. It was July 4th, my wedding anniversary, and I just can't believe I'm dying on the beach.
Instinctually, you want to be there with them. If there's a chance that he could hear you, you want him to know that you're there.
And I started to have a calmness come over me. I just felt like going to sleep.
That's when he started looking like someone who had already passed away, kind of. I was in shock that I go from planning anniversary, 10th anniversary vacation to possibly planning a funeral. You know, everything, all the plans that you made, and, you know, we'll have kids next year, and you pick out your 2 kids and the names and everything and what you're going to do, and then it just kind of, you realize it may not happen. I asked the doctors if he would survive. They couldn't guarantee me. They were like, they're going to do the best we can. The doctors explained they're just trying to save his life because there's no way he can survive with losing the blood from the leg, and he just has to, they have to cut it off. I asked if he would have any brain damage due to all the blood loss and the trauma, and they couldn't promise me that either. So it was all up in the air as to what our future entailed. I'm the one who planned the trip. That really bothers me. Why couldn't I just be happy with us just going to dinner for our 10th anniversary? I still wasn't ready to say goodbye. I kept telling him how much I loved him. I just didn't want him to give up.
I remember waking up in the hospital, and I remember being very happy that I'm alive. And I knew they amputated my leg, but that wasn't even an issue. And I was just happy to see my wife, and everyone's there, you know, rooting for me, and I survived. And somebody asked me, "Is there anything that we can get you?" And I wrote, "Yes, a leg." I was in the hospital for a month. I just felt like getting out and just getting my life back on track.
He was quite pleased getting his wheelchair. And then from the wheelchair, he started using crutches. And he went to the rehab center and learned how to use his prosthetic leg.
I just couldn't wait to get back in the swing of things, to prove to myself that I can do this. You know, I consider this my second time around. I know how fragile life is, and I didn't want to waste any time. I told her, let's have kids right away. I now have 2 kids, Indira and Chad. They're a blessing. They're really lovely, and they're great kids. My daughter, Indira, she's always talking about the shark and Daddy, why were you in the water with the shark and all these things? Let's face it, in this lifetime, things are going to happen. I've taught myself to just respond in a positive way, and I'll be all right.
I think Krishna survived because he's a quick thinker and obviously very brave.